Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back in the Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the league MVP, baby. I'm talking the GOATs of all GOATs has been signed. As a Ravens fan, I am trembling knowing that I have to play this god of a man 2 times a year. Like, bro, are you kidding me? Tell me how many league MVPs Tom Brady has. He has 0. He doesn't have an MVP. He doesn't have a Nickelodeon's valuable player. Tom Brady doesn't have one. Therefore, Mitch Trubisky is the GOAT. There's no other way to explain it. He's the GOAT. I don't care if this dude puts up 1 yard a year. I will keep him on this team and on this rebuild throughout the entirety of this rebuild. Mitch Trubisky is the future, baby. He is better than all Tom Brady's in every universe, including this one. Mitch Trubisky, GOAT. It's disrespectful how he's a 67 overall. We're going to change that this rebuild. Anyways, looking at the rest of the team, Najee Harris, beast. In my personal opinion, if you guys want to whine and cry in the comments, and all you Steelers fans, oh, Najee's the best to ever live, Najee's better than most running backs. I would agree that Najee is better than most running backs, but I personally like Javonte Williams more. And for those of you guys saying, oh, Najee's far better, look at his stats, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, I know. Javonte Williams had to split a bunch of carries with Melvin Gordon for a while. So now that Melvin Gordon's out of the picture, I think he will do far better with the Broncos than Najee will with the Steelers. That's just my personal opinion, but don't get me wrong, Najee is still an amazing player. Next on the list, Deontay Johnson. Great. He used to have some hands issues, but now he's doing really, really good. We have Juju Smith-Schuster. Unfortunately, I'm not going to re-sign him. I would love to re-sign him because I just don't think the Steelers will re-sign him. After seeing all of the reports, I just don't see the Steelers re-signing him. Chase Claypool, I'll try to re-sign. Looking at the rest of the team, Eric Ebron, he will probably have to walk, and he's going to start regression. Pat, I'm going to move up. He has star dev now. This O-line needs to be significantly improved. Dotson is all right. Kevin Dotson, he's all right, I guess. Then Trey Turner, I don't know if he's going to be here long term. Defensively, this is the strong point of the team, obviously. Devin Bush, Joe Schobert, Alex Highsmith, I think it is. Yeah, Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, who just won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not Defensive Rookie, Defensive Player of the Year, my bad. Stephon Tuitt. I like Stephon Tuitt more. It's going to be like a Nike brand. Casey Hayward, of course. Joe Hayden, Cameron Sutton. Is this Alex Witherspoon? Akilo Witherspoon. Okay, Joe Hayden's like the only decent one here. Minka Fitzpatrick is great, and Terrell Edmonds never really kicked off as well as Tremaine Edmonds, but it is what it is. We're probably going to replace him, I'm not going to lie. Or maybe might keep him, I don't know. Specialist, looking into it, what do we got? I like all these specialists, I'm cool with all of that. And yeah, looking pretty good. I didn't know the Steelers had Anthony Miller, that's interesting. But this is the most updated roster I can get for this time being. I'm currently recording this at 1:36 Central Time. So if there's any free agency signings that happens to the Steelers, I'm sorry. I tried to make this roster the best I can. Amari Cooper is on the Browns. Bobby Wagner is still sitting in free agency. Marcus May is in free agency. Jarvis Landry got released this morning by the Browns officially. I know the Jaguars are planning to sign Brandon Scherf. They already signed the Jets defensive tackle. I forgot his name. Not Quinnen Williams, the other defensive tackle. And no, the Jets didn't sign the defensive tackle. The Jaguars signed the Jets defensive tackle. Chase Edmonds is on the Dolphins. I didn't make that switch yet. It doesn't really matter. I'm playing on an updated roster. If you want to find out how to get this updated roster, just go look through my videos. It should be one of my most recent videos, or I'll just post a top comment, a link to it. So anyways, guys, it is now time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-2, third in the division in a super highly contested division. I forgot how freakish this division is in Madden. Just Ravens 6-1, Browns 5-2, we're 4-2, the Bengals are 4-3. It's ridiculous. If we lose this, we're going to move to the bottom of the division. Juju, in real life, I don't think he's going to get re-signed by the Steelers. I genuinely think he's going to hit free agency and go somewhere else. So for that reason, I'm just going to let him go. In Madden, I would love to re-sign him, but I don't think he's going to get re-signed. Trey Turner, let's see what we got here. I don't know if I want that. I think he's going to start regression soon. I don't think he's going to turn out that good. Eric Ebron, no. Terrell Edmonds, I actually will keep because it's actually a relatively cheap deal if he accepts that. And he resigns. Akilo Witherspoon, no. James Washington. I like James Washington. And I think the Steelers will re-sign him in real life. So I will offer him that. And he resigns. Ray McLeod, no. Chuka Okafor. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do that. Let's see who else we got here. Robert, no. Dwayne Haskins is here. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be here after that. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs coming off a win to the Ravens as they finished 12-5 top of the division. We finished 10-7 second in the division with Mitch Trubisky. Browns finished 9-8. Bengals finished 8-9. Looking in the playoff bracket, Browns slip in and the Broncos slip in as well. That's interesting. Okay, so we're 10-7 with Mitch Trubisky. Stats and awards, he better be a god. He is. Well, he's top 10 technically. And pretty good season for a 67. 13th offense, 19th defense doesn't make much sense. 4,400 yards, 32 TDs, 20 interceptions is way too much. He needs to get that completion percentage in like the 62 or above range. Najee Harris, 13 TDs, 5.0 per carry, 1,200 yards, great season. Deontay Johnson, 99 receptions, 1,300 yards, 9 TDs. Juju, 5 TDs, 929 yards. And Chase Claypool, 908 with 7 TDs. Looking at it defensively, Joe Schobert, 132 tackles for a loss, 22 for Cameron Hayward, sacks, 15.5 for Cameron Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, 9, and TJ Watt only with 6. That's kind of embarrassing for him. Interceptions, 4 for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Safety, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Cameron Sutton. So, I don't know how our offense did better than our defense, but okay, let's see if we can beat the 11-6 Jacksonville Jaguars. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. But, yeah, 34-28. Looks like we lost in overtime, but it's fine. Anyways, it's now time to move into the offseason. And the Broncos and Russell Wilson wins Super Bowl MVP, wins the Super Bowl year 1. Nice. And looks like the Saints rocked with Jameis Winston apparently in simulation as they're going to lose in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wins league MVP. Urban Meyer wins Coach of the Year at the Jaguars. Okay. Yeah, there's no other awards here for the Steelers, unfortunately. Let's go to the roster and see what we got here. See if there is any development upgrades. Offensively, Mitch Trubisky just had a top 10 season. I'm giving him star dev. You guys can whine and cry in the comments. 10th in passing yards and 13th in passing touchdowns. Well, actually, he had 20 interceptions, so I'm not going to make that change. Najee Harris as superstar. I believe he already came with that. Defensively, looking into it, it looks like we are the exact same. Unfortunate here. Very unfortunate. No team upgrades. Let's move to the re-sign players and the season retirements to see who we have. Trying to think. Who do we want to re-sign? I wanted to re-sign Juju, but obviously that's not going to happen. Let's look into the 2021 retirements. NFC North. It's AFC North. I'm an idiot. AFC North, nobody retires. And let's move in to the players ready to negotiate to see who we have. We have Trey Turner went up in overall. I'll try to keep him throughout the rebuild as long as he stays within that 80 overall range, and he didn't resign. He doesn't want to resign. Okay, that's fine. I'll let him walk. It's now time to move into free agency with $71 million to spend. Here we are after free agency as I signed J.C. Jackson on a huge deal. J.C. Jackson, as I'm currently recording this, has not signed with any team yet. So if he signs with another team and you're seeing this, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. He's in free agency. I'm going to sign him. Corey Bojorquez is on a cheap deal as well. I went after Casey Hayward Jr., but as you can see here, he did reject my contract. Let's get to the NFL draft. And here we are on the draft picking up Ike Mukwanu. I don't know how he fell this far, and I should probably not have taken him. But let's just hypothetically say the Steelers trade up for him, which they probably won't. He was just so far down the draft. I'm at pick number 21. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to shift around the picks, If the simulation makes the picks this way, they're going to make this picks this way. If Ike Mukwanu falls this far, some magical way, sure. But I don't know why he did, so I just thought, why not just take him? We need a left tackle, so he's here on the team now. I probably shouldn't have taken him because that's not realistic, but it is what it is. In the second round, I'm picking up Darian Kennard, right guard out of Kentucky. And here we are after the draft. Yes, I'm aware. I can see Kennard going to the Steelers in the second round to get a guard or something like that. But Ikem Ekwonu falling that far, I really can't see. And I'm sure most of you guys really hate this pick. But if he's going to fall that far in my draft class, I'm going to take him. So we did take him. I got an improved line for Mitch Trubisky. If you guys don't like the thought of Ikem Ekwonu, think of some other offensive tackle that can go later in the draft. Just think of that, okay? I don't know what else to tell you other than that. This is what the defense looks like. I'm going to change up my scheme for the defense. And I'm going to go with Miami's defense. Usually that sometimes goes bigger. It's like a boom or bust, Miami's defensive playbook. So we're going to see how that works for us. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-2 once again in the highly contested division. Ravens are at the bottom of the division this time. The Bengals are at the top. The entire division just switched. We were third in the division. Browns were second in the division. Ravens were first in the division. Bengals were last in the division. Last in the last season's midseason mark. Everything just swapped. Interesting. Breakout player. Let's see who we got here. We got Najee Harris. Oh, that would be sick. But it's not going to happen. He needs 200 yards or 4 TDs. It's not going to happen at all. But we're going to get into the players ready to negotiate here to see who we have. We have Minka, of course. Let's see what we got. Minka, go here. And yep, he resigns. Deontay Johnson. Of course, I want him back as well. Minka, I should have got a 5th-year option for him, but EA didn't allow me to see his 5th-year option for some reason. It gave me Devin Bush's 5th-year option, but whatever. I guess I signed him now. Stephon Tuitt, I'll take that back on a 2-year deal. I want to see how he regresses by the end of the season. I'll take it on a 2-year deal if he accepts that. And he resigns. Chris Boswell, Cameron Sutton, Chris Wormley, Benny Snell, Nope, nobody here is anyone that I want. So it's now time to move in to the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs as it looks like we have a rematch of Big Ben's retirement party between the Chiefs and the Steelers, coming off a win to the Dolphins as we get the first seed. Steelers go 12-5, Bengals go 12-5, Browns go 11-6, and Ravens go 7-10. Wow. We get 2nd seed, Bengals get 6th seed, and Browns miss out. Browns miss out as they went 11-6. Chiefs get the 7th seed at 12-5. It looks like the Broncos stole their division, and that's why. Yeah. That's wild. Anyways, stats and awards. Let's see what we got here. Mitch Trubisky. He's not doing that well this season. 8th best offense, 6th best defense, 4,200 yards, 29 TDs, 14 interceptions, 62% completion percentage. Interceptions and completion percentage, he's improving. He's getting there, guys. Najee Harris, 1,500 yards, 5.8 per carry, 23 touchdowns. That's an X factor for sure. Deontay Johnson, 1,100 yards, 10 TDs. Chase Claypool, only 2 TDs, but 1,100 yards. Pat with 759 yards and 4 TDs. James Washington with 10 TDs, 613 yards. I'm glad I re-signed him. Looking into the defensive side, Devin Bush, 125 tackles. Joe Schober with 116. Cameron Sutton with 104 tackles for a loss. 17 for Cameron Hayward. Sacks, 12.5 for TJ Watt. Thanks for making a comeback. Cameron Hayward with 7.5. Devin Bush with 5.5. Interceptions, 5 for J.C. Jackson. That should be superstar X factor. Safety, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the divisional round if we can make it there and beat the Kansas City Chiefs with, come on. Oh, wow. 25-24, Mitch Trubisky beats the Chiefs. Okay, 12-5 Raiders. I would not be surprised if we lost here because we have Mitch Trubisky. 34-21 here to face Russell Wilson. Mitch Trubisky's GOAT, baby. No one's gonna beat him. You can't stop him. Let's get in this conference championship. And here we are against the Denver Broncos as it is 3-0, 3-3 now, 6-3 against the Broncos, 9-3. Mitch Trubisky can't capitalize, 12-3, 12-6, 19-6. Mitch Trubisky, this defense is carrying us, 26-6. Mitch Trubisky, go! Oh, come on. Mitch Trubisky, Russell Wilson's not even going to score. Okay, I thought Russell Wilson wasn't even going to score a touchdown. Come on, 37-16, Mitch Trubisky. You don't understand. The GOAT. No one's stopping him. He had a better game than Russell Wilson. No way. 119 yards, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. That's the GOAT effect, baby. More yards, better completion percentage, more touchdowns, less interceptions. He's the GOAT. No one's stopping this man. Off to the Super Bowl he goes. Yes, I enjoyed it. No, I'm just going to say no because I hate EA. Here we are in the Super Bowl here to face the 9-8 Packers. Interesting. Let's see who we got here for the upgrades. Mitch Trubisky just literally just went to the Super Bowl. I don't care if his stats were horrible. He had 14 interceptions only this year, so congrats to him. I'm giving him star dev just because he made it all this way. So Najee Harris is an X Factor, no surprise. I'm surprised that Deontay Johnson didn't get Superstar X Factor. Ike Ekwonu has Superstar. I'm still regretting picking him because it's not going to happen in real life. Kennard has Superstar. I can't see that in real life. What else do we got here? I'm surprised J.C. Jackson didn't get an X Factor, but I'm not going to force it on him. Everyone else here looks the exact same. So Mitch Trubisky was the only guy, and Najee Harris, to get a development upgrade. Packers, let's see if we can beat them in the Super Bowl. And it looks like, I don't know if they have Rodgers still. Let's get into it. And here we are against the Packers as it is 3-0, and now it's 3-7. Come on, we got to beat them. We got to beat them for the memes. 3-10 against the Packers. Our defense is helping us. Come on. The offense has to function for us to win. Come on, Mitch Trubisky, GOAT. Mitch Trubisky, GOAT, can go so far. Oh, no. Unfortunate. 3-12. Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl. No, Mitch Trubisky, GOAT. What was happening out there, man? 1 interception, 1 touchdown, 79 passer rating. Unfortunate for the GOAT. And here we are after the Super Bowl as we lost. Randall Cobb wins Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins league MVP. There are no awards here for any of the Steelers, unfortunately. We're going to move to the re-signed players because we've already looked at the upgrades. So this is already a successful rebuild because we have made it to the Super Bowl. I don't need to win it. I just need to make it to the Super Bowl, and it's considered a successful rebuild in my eyes. So looking into it, 2022 retirements, let's see what we got. We got the AFC North, and Roger Saffold retires. Wait, Colin Kaepernick retires in the Buccaneers. Dang it, dude. I forgot to remove him from the game. That's my fault. Anyways, I'll get to removing him. I'll make my own roster so that way I don't have to remove him every time. Chris Boswell, no. Everyone else. Oh, I didn't know Mitch Trubisky was here. Of course, we got to sign the GOAT. Got to sign him, baby. Up that money for him. Only $6 million a year for a GOAT? Hell yeah. Anyways, let's move to free agency. And here we are signing Tyreek Hill. Huge signing for us. Speed Demon, Jack Conklin at right tackle, Darius Williams on a cheap deal, and Tyler Bass on a cheap deal as well. So that's amazing for us. Let's get to the draft. In the draft, I'm picking up Dion Morrison, defensive back out of Oregon, 6 foot flat, 203 pounds. Good stuff. He looks pretty good. I like him as my first round pick. And here we are after the draft, as this is what we're looking at offensively. We're looking pretty good. I like it overall. Tyreek Hill is a huge addition. Defensively, looking into it, we got, looks like Dixon got drafted by the CPU. Morrison is 72 overall. That's nice to see. And yeah, good stuff. Dixon, making sure everything is in the right spot. I like what we got here. So now it's time to get into our third season and get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-3, bottom of the division. Coming off a loss to the Titans. This division is so hard to get out of. Devin Bush, let's see what we got here. Up the money for him, and he re-signed. Oh, he doesn't. Improving the bonus could go a long way. Okay. Chase Claypool, I'd like to re-sign him. I already did the 5th-year option for Devin Bush, so I don't need to worry about that. Chase Claypool re-signs. Alex Highsmith, that's a really cheap deal, so I will do that since it's so cheap. And he re-signs. Kevin Dotson, I was about to say Devin Dotson. That'd be a cool name, I guess. And he re-signs. And everyone else here I just don't really have an interest in. So apart from that, guys, I'd say that it is now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Texans. So we are 10-7, second in the division, stealing the division again. The Browns get 7th seed, we get the 6th seed, Bengals get the 2nd seed. Usually that's how it's been. The Ravens once again miss out on the playoffs at 9-8. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Mitch Trubisky, 3rd in passing yards, 13th in passing touchdowns, 3rd best offense in the NFL, 27th best defense. Again, it's a boomer bust playbook, the Dolphins. 4,900 yards, 33 TDs, 14 receptions, 64% completion percentage. Amazing year. Najee Harris, 1,400 yards, 5.3 average, and 20 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 1,400 yards, 10 TDs. Deontay Johnson, 7 TDs, 1,800 yards. Chase Claypool, 1,000 yards, 5 TDs. And looking into it defensively, Devin Bush, 145 tackles for a loss, 17 for TJ Watt, sacks 12.5 for Cameron Hayward, 10 for TJ Watt, interceptions 3 for Minka Fitzpatrick, safeties is going to be 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the divisional round. If we can beat the Tennessee Titans, we're 12-5, and we lost 31-30. Unfortunately, let's move to the offseason. And the Bengals finally win the Super Bowl. The Bengals and Joe Burrow win Super Bowl Super Bowl MVP. Nick Chubb wins league MVP. There are no Steelers here for the awards, unfortunately. So let's look into the team to see if there is any development upgrades. Let's see Mitch Trubisky go be superstar. He is superstar at a 72 overall. Okay, that's cool to see. Defensively, looking into it, Devin Bush gets superstar dev. That's cool to see as well. Dixon is only a star dev. And it looks like Morrison is only a star dev as well, which is fine with me. So anyways, guys, apart from that, we're going to move into the re-sign players here to see who we have to re-sign. And I don't think I'm going to participate in free agency. I think I'm going to go and try to trade away my first-round pick. So let's go and try to do that. 2023 retirements. Let's see who we got. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? AFC North. Yes, Sam Cook retires on the Ravens. GOAT punter, only missed one pass in his career. Yeah, I'm going to skip out on free agency and just head to the draft and try to make a trade. With my first round picking up a tight end. I was trying to trade for Derwin James, the strong safety, but for some reason they kept going over the salary cap. And I couldn't do anything, so unfortunately that's going to be it. So I'm just going to move to the end of the draft. Here we are after the draft, as this is the overlook of the team. Defensively looking into it, this is what we look like. That's fine. So I'm not even going to bother to look at my tight ends overall. Actually, I will, since he was a first-round pick. Let's see if he was actually worth the first-round pick. He was a 70... Was it Wilcox? I don't know. Isaiah Wilcox out of Oregon State. Yeah, it was Wilcox, who's a 73 overall, which isn't horrible. So I guess it's a whatever first-round pick. So it's now time to move in to the playoffs because we don't need the mid-season mark. And just like every fourth season in my final season, almost every rebuild, we missed the playoffs 7-10. Why does the defense just do so horrible? I need good defensive playbooks, dude. Mitch Trubisky did amazing, by the way. 15th best offense, 31st best defense somehow. 5,400 yards, 33 TDs, 12 interceptions, 64% completion percentage. If he can do this in real life, the Steelers would actually be successful. 1,300 yards, 5.0, 5.4 per carry. 20 TDs for Najee Harris. Receiving-wise, Tyreek, 1,200 yards, 11 TDs. Deontay Johnson, 6 TDs, 1,100 yards. Chase Claypool, 919 and 7 TDs. Looking at it defensively, Joe Schober, 128 tackles for a loss, 21 for Cam Hayward, sacks, 15 for TJ Watt, interceptions, 3 for Darius Williams. And yeah, anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. This was a successful rebuild because Mitch Trubisky did make it to a Super Bowl. And yeah, Mitch Trubisky rebuild is successful. This is the final overlook of the team just to see how it is. And where's Devin Bush? Did Devin Bush just die? No way. Did the CPU cut Devin Bush? I think they did. Yeah, the CPU just cut Devin Bush. God, I love EA. Thank you, EA, for making such quality games each and every year. I'm pretty sure they cut Devin Bush. Oh, that's so annoying. Anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.